Hello and welcome to a quick little video with myself and Gonzo. No cup of tea this week, so this is like a short glass of tea, if you like. We've got some Hammers chat news at the end of the video, but first we're going to do the West Ham news, and the big one, Gonzo, is check out time for Cheik Kouyate. He's off to Crystal Palace.
Yes, you're happy about that, I take it, obviously.
I'm delighted, but I'll get on to that in a minute. What's your thoughts on it?
It had to happen. I'm not disappointed in any way. I quite liked him, but on the basis of his last season and on the basis of the football that Pellegrini wants to play, he had to go. But he had 4 years with us, and I would certainly remember some good times. Scored the first couple of goals at I was at the match, European game, and scored the first couple of goals there. Kouyate scored a really important goal for us. I remember against Swansea, we all went a bit mental in one of the vlogs. So, and he's, you know, I think, what did he score? 10, 15 goals, something like that for us. We've made a profit on him, and we've had 4 years, let's say 3 years decent service, and then a year of plodding out of him. So I wish him well.
I don't even think we've got 3 years decent service. I'll give him a couple. I'll say halfway. We played well, but I'm delighted to see him go. I think 9.5 million. He's gone for 9.5 million, 1.5 million add-on. I think that's a bit short for a Premier League player with 4 years' experience under his belt. Bearing in mind, Hugo is 9 million, so I don't think we've fully got the complete value out of it. But in terms of the player leaving, I couldn't be happier. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of people like say, "Oh, I'm sad to see him go." Blah blah. I'm not going to change my mind. If you watch this channel, you know my thoughts are. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm sad. I'm delighted to see that guy go. If he wasn't so charismatic, people would hate him. The amount of times you could go back last season, look at goals we conceded. He's literally just standing still, or at the very, he's having a brisk walk while his opponent is. Goodson Park, he was started about 5-10 yards ahead of Wayne Rooney and ended up 5-10 yards behind Wayne Rooney when he was tapping in net. This guy's now away to the MLS because he's considered to be past it, and that our midfielder couldn't track him on the day. I am so pleased to see him go. He can't pass it. He was never going to succeed under Pellegrini at all. He doesn't want to pass the ball either. The amount of times I've seen him last season, when this is why I stick up for Noble a lot, because he used to get criticised a lot. Oh, he only goes backwards. Well, no wonder when his midfield partner is looking for an opponent to go stand next to, so he can't receive the ball off Noble. He used to, as you know, like my stats, he used to look them up after a game. Noble would do 80 passes. Kouyate would do about 15, 19 minutes of football, and our centre midfielder would be stringing 15, 20 passes together. I am glad. See you, Kouyate. I'm not going to miss you at all. He's a, you know, He's behaved all right. He's not done anything unprofessional, which some players have. He's gone about it the right way. We've outgrew him. It's the right move for the players, the right move for West Ham. It might be the right move for Crystal Palace. We'll find out. But thank God he's gone. That's all I'm going to say. It's 10 million. But do you think that 10 million is for Pellegrini to spend, or do you think this 10 million is to sort of get some of this money we have already spent back into the club?
Yeah, I think the latter. I do think there's someone else, obviously a young lad's coming today as well, who we're not going to pretend to know anything about. But I think there's a certain balancing of the books. However, I would happily accept that. I still do think there's going to be a loan or two coming in, by the way. But I would, if you'd have said we're going to buy all these players for all that money and keep Antonio, or the only person we would sell is Kouyate, I would have said yes. Yes, please, and obviously, whatever, Hugo, Byram, you know, a couple of peripheral players might go. I think that's great business for us to bring all those players in, and if the window's shut, so we've still got Hernandez and Antonio to add to those, and we've kept it out of it, and all the obvious stuff. The only cherry on the top would be why signing a new contract. Apart from that, it couldn't have gone much better.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the transfer window, this time next week, the transfer window will be shut. It shuts at 5 p.m. next Thursday. So just under 7 days to go the window. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting. My concern is, while I'm glad Kouyate's gone, it's a centre midfielder we've sold. And I thought before we sold Kouyate, I thought we could have probably done with getting another centre midfielder in, whether it's on loan or it's a free agent, just for squad depth, if you like. And we've now sold the squad depth. I think we need to replace Kouyate without spending the money, which is not going to be an easy task. Sean Whetstone put out on Twitter saying that he doesn't think there's a defensive midfielder coming in. There's just no money there. That is a bit of a cause for concern. Would you be worried if we didn't bring in a centre midfielder? While you think we might, would you in a week's time, would you be sitting there thinking, oh, this is a bit risky?
Yeah, well, I didn't know Sean's tweet. Would know far more about it than I would. But yeah, because I watched a friendly the other day, and they swapped it around, so he wasn't playing. He wasn't. There's so much reliance if we're playing Rice and we're playing Noble and we're playing Wilshere on the three of them remaining fit. I think as a three, I think that'll work, and I think it'll work well. I was actually looking for another one who was equally either comfortable on the ball, like you say Noble or Wilshere are, or a stopper like Declan Rice is, and who can obviously still, pass and turn and looks quite sharp and energetic, Rice as well. So, yeah, I certainly thought another one was needed because I'm not convinced Obiang is that guy either. I'm not sure he can fit in and play with particularly. Obiang can pass, but it's not just pass, it's passing with a tempo. And I certainly don't think Obiang is that guy that's going to pass with a tempo. And we seem to be passing quickly. From what I've seen when he's had his best team out, it's not just passing for the sake of it, keep possession, but the passes are going quickly, so the transition into attack's quick. He's not that guy. So I would have thought another youngster. But maybe if that's the case, not we've seen too much in pre-season apart from Wicker, maybe he's earmarked Fernandez to be part of that. Who knows?
Or Josh Cullen. Josh Cullen's at the club as well. The Obiang one doesn't concern me too much, but it's relying on Wilshere, Noble and Rice to remain fit for the season is what concerns me a little bit. It's not so much Noble and Rice. Neither of them have a poor injury record. And to be fair, Kouyate didn't either. It's Wilshere that concerns me. If you sort of the window shut, so you can just imagine him getting injured for a period of time, then our heartbeat of the side's disappeared, if you like. He's the one that's probably the most crucial out of the three in terms of going forward. Rice is one more crucial defensively. I don't think we've got backup for either of them a little bit, and that's what concerns me a little bit. I think Danny Drinkwater could be the answer to this, though. Getting him on loan, I think he could be the wise move if we choose to go down that route. But as you said earlier, we have signed a player today, despite there being no money for a defensive midfielder. We spent £2 million on a 21-year-old forward who is expected to be in the under-23 squad, at least to begin the season, Xande Silva. Now, while we don't know him, we're not going to sit here and talk about him, but what about the deals? Is this the kind of deals you like to see, bringing in players with young potential, no pressure as well? I quite like the fact he's going under 23. He says, you take your time in there, and when you're ready, we will move you up type thing. There's a clear progression path for the young player as well, and I think that's important for us and the player.
Yeah, I agree, and it seems like a lot of money, but it's not. Just through football inflation, if you look at what 20 million buys you these days, it ain't an awful lot. So 2 million is a punt on a youngster these days. It really is. I take it the boy's got some pedigree because I guess he was in the tournament which Portugal just won, didn't they? So I don't know if he was involved in that or not, but they do seem to know what they're doing. And I do know with a lot of these young signings, Wesley is heavily involved in this sort of thing. Was reading a really an interesting article with him when he was talking about how he scouted Nathan Holland and also how he scouted Samuelson, and it was him. He did the whole lot. He had been given a budget to do it, to get in who he wanted. There was no interference. He just went and did it. So he just saw these guys and then basically brought them into the club. And I think that's good. So I would be led to believe that Wesley would know exactly who this kid is. And if Wesley thinks he's good enough, then I'm happy to back his judgment, certainly.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a reshuffle in the under-23 academy in the sense that Potts is moving to become the under-23's manager, and Terry West has actually become like a director of football for the academy. That's interested to take the manager out and give him a full-time role as scouting players. I don't think Silva was in the Portugal squad because I'm sure, I don't know for sure, but I think Portugal try and keep it to under-19s. Despite it being an under-21-year-old tournament, they try and keep it to the under-19s to just give them the experience, etc., etc. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. We've been linked to various Porto players as well over the last few days, as well as a couple of midfielders from France. So there's plenty of rumours. We'll be doing more shows as we know more about the players as well. But the other big news, Gonzo, is, well, it's not news as such, but it does look like Mikel Antonio is going to remain at West Ham. Crystal Palace were after him, but they have signed Jordan Ayew and Max Meyer as well. So it looks like they're not going to be pursuing Antonio. He's had an okay enough pre-season. He's certainly been involved. Take it you're happy about this?
Yeah. If they bought Max Meyer, that's a That's a good signing.
Yeah, confirmed tonight. Palace have made 3 signings in the last 20.
Are you as well? Good players, 3. You know, and listen, we say what we want about Kouyate. I do believe he'll do a job for Hodgson. He was never going to fit in with Pellegrini, but a manager like Hodgson, I can see where he'll fit in there. Yeah, they've done for a team with no money, which apparently they didn't have. They've done all right there. I'm delighted about Antonio. I'm absolutely delighted because he's a proven Premier League player. The rumoured money was 15 million, would have been far too little. Don't mind losing Kouyate for 9-10 or whatever. But a proven Premier League goal scorer who might not be everyone's cup of tea on the eye, but boy, is he effective. He's very strong. He's very good in the air. And he scores goals by hook or by crook. And those sort of Premier League players are not £15 million. Gives us a really good option as well, particularly with Andy Carroll being injured. Not that I think Carroll would have been used a lot. But if he ever does want a target man, don't forget Pellegrini's had Dzeko and Negredo, who are big boys, you know, and the ball can be played up to their head. He might see Antonio as sort of a halfway house, not quite as clunky as Carroll, but can still be used as a target man, but still mobile enough to get around and do his stuff. I think it's really good news to hang on to him.
Yeah, I do think, though, if we were to sell Antonio, we would have to replace him. Not like for like in terms of the player, but you'd have to get a player in that can essentially be a first-team player. And you're not going to replace him for 15 million. It would cost more than 15 million to replace Antonio. The bit I like about it now is if there is a week to go of the transfer window, we probably only need to sign 1, maybe 2 players, and they're not going to be first 11 players. We've got our first 11. Pellegrini's been working with it all summer. We're now... What's key about this transfer window, how well we've done, if you like, is the reflection that we've just sold Kouyate, who's not going to get in our first 11, to Crystal Palace, and he's going to go into Crystal Palace's first 11, and that's a big sign. It's a big compliment to West Ham and how they've gone about their transfer business this summer. But anyway, as for the Hammers Chat news, you can get your season tickets for the boats. Email us hammerschat@gmail.com. The link is in the description below if you want. It's £60. You can join us from Bournemouth and all the other 18 Premier League games at the boats just outside the London Stadium, as well as all the cup games, should there be any, and hopefully there will be, apart from the Betway Cup. We won that. And also, we're selling wristbands. They're due to be delivered at the start of next week. We will be posting them out. The link is in the description before that as well. They're £2.50 each. They're going towards a new project. And the video for that should also be out this weekend as well. But anyway, Gonzo, short and sweet because I need to bail. But is there anything else you would like to quickly add before we...
Yes, please do keep an eye on our second channel. I've got a Fantasy Football League video coming out over the weekend. Please check on the Hammers Chat Twitter, check on the hammerschat.com forum for the join code. The join code will also be in the video itself. And we've had some great news from our friends over at King Apparel, who are a Stratford-based company. They're all West Ham season ticket holders, and to keep the Fantasy Football League going, there the person who's top at each week gets to go on their website and choose a t-shirt, which is each month, should I say, goes and chooses a t-shirt, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. So that keeps the interest going. So yeah, keep an eye on our second channel, Fantasy Football, and join in. Join in. It's going to be a bit of Mickey taking.
And if you're wondering, yes, me and Gonzo are wearing King Apparel t-shirts. So if you want to look as nice as us, get involved in the Fantasy League. The video will be up on the weekend. The description for that is below. But anyway, that's been Gonzo. I've been Geo. We've been Hammer Chat. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back very, very soon. We've got loads of videos coming next week, I think. We've got one every night almost. So we're not short of content. And we'll see you very soon.